welcome back. Today I have a remodel for you. I have not done it while I am recording this section. This was requested by Sims K Plays. This was one of the homes that they released for, I believe, LP maybe a few weeks ago, and I had done a review on both of them and I wasn't happy with either one. But if you are new here, you may not know, when I do remodels on my channel, I don't change the walls. So this I have been absolutely dreading. I'm just gonna be really honest with you about my builds. I'm not looking forward to doing this at all. This house is a hot mess. Now, of course, it's a matter of personal taste, but as I'm sitting here going through this, I'm thinking, because I don't change the walls, how in the world am I going to do this house? Particularly in my style, I have no idea. I'm looking at all of these weird deck formations here. I'm looking at all of the rooms. I'm looking at the balconies on the front. I'm looking at the size of the rooms, the different levels, and I hate the shape of the home. The basement, I already know, is gonna have to go. I don't count the basement as an original part of the foundation, the structure. Those are always optional. I'm not going to redo this basement. There's nothing I can do with it, and I'm not even sure at this point if there's anything that I can do with this house. So I'm thinking of other things that I could maybe make it, but it is going to take me a long time to get this emptied out. Okay, so I got it emptied out here, and now that it's empty, I don't feel any better about it. I'm looking at all of these patios and balconies and mezzanines, and I'm just questioning how I'm even going to make this into a presentable home, because that's what I like to do whenever I redo these houses, the remodels of the pre-made homes, is I like to make them into livable, beautiful spaces. At least I think they're beautiful. Everyone has different tastes, but I mean, look at even the gap here, you know. So I'm thinking, and I'm doing this while I'm talking to you, I'm just gonna take some of these decks off, but I have to be careful because some of them may be attached to already rooms that are already there, and I can't do that because I don't touch the walls of the room. So I have to figure out how to take some of these decks off of here. The balconies I can work with, meaning the balconies on the front, but these decks back here, these weirdly configured, I don't want to call them balconies really, I have to be careful taking those off because some of them may or may not be attached to rooms, like I said. So I have to reduce them as much as I possibly can and still be able to maintain the integrity of the structure. So that's what I'm kind of trying to work with here. And Sims K Plays, who requested this, I don't want them to take this the wrong way at all. This is just, it really needs to be remodeled, so I'm glad that you requested this. It's just aggravating to me as far as why the person who made this built it the way they did, and hopefully they don't watch my videos because they would probably get their feelings hurt. But I'm just voicing my personal opinion like I did in the original review of this house. So I'm just, you can see me here, I'm just still working with some of these decks and balconies, trying to get it down to where it's a visible home. And meanwhile, I'm thinking about what I'm going to make this into, because I don't think I can actually make it into a house. It's got to be maybe like a commercial build. But you can see under here, there's a room under there. So I'm going to have to take this off, and still I can't take this bottom part off because that's a room. And according to my own rules, I have to keep that walkway back there that's actually a room and do something with that. So that's going to be a problem right there. Definitely. I can already see that. So, you know, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it. And I guess when I come back, you'll see how it looks. Wish me luck. Okay, so here it is finished, and again, I did not make it into a regular house. I made it into a ski lodge. So it's no longer a beach mansion. I made it into this beautiful ski lodge that actually has a place in the back where you see that walkway there that I glassed in. It has a walkway that goes back there to a place that you can rent out for a lot of money. So in other words, if someone wanted to completely rent out the house part behind the lodge, they could do that for short term. So you can see back here in the courtyards now, all of those decks are gone that connect. We had an ice hockey rink and a beautiful ice fountain. So let's go on a tour of the inside of this ski lodge now. So as soon as you come in, you just have this hallway here. I would have made this bigger, but again, I don't change the walls. And over here to the right, we have this area where an attendant would stand and check in coats and bags and things like that for people who were going to go out on the slopes. And he would stand there and also charge admission, and then he would put the coats over here along with any extra shoes or bags that the guests had. And then coming across the hallway here, we have a public restroom with 2 stalls. Now, this was 2 rooms right beside each other. And since I can't change the walls, I used some of those stall doors I got out of an architect home, and I had to keep this one big room over here and divide it up into bathroom stalls with storage in it. Coming down the hallway here through these double doors, we have a little lounge. It's just a little area where you can come get a drink and relax and warm up. And I've used that new flooring and the burgundy walls, and I put a small wood burning stove in there. Coming back out into the main hallway here, you can come over into this little dining area where you get refreshments, coffee, just little hors d'oeuvres and things, and you can sit. I have those little platters on the table with the jellies and jams, and then you come straight back to this huge great room. Now remember this big room here, and there was also a huge room just like it on top of it. So I made this into the actual lodge area where you would just typically see that in any ski lodge, this big great room area with double fireplaces, lots of living room areas, couches, some of the new rugs, some bookcases, and a bar in the middle there. And instead of trying to figure out what to do with the room on top, I decided to vault it and put a balcony that goes all the way around it. And I love blending those woods and metals together. So even though it is a ski lodge, it's a little bit modern and a little bit rustic at the same time, where you have the wooden walls, but yet you have metal accents. And then let's go across the walkway here. As you can see, I did put an extra walkway on top of it. But if you come through that door and go down this long glassed walkway, you come into the living quarters that you can rent out. And you come into this nice little kitchen here. I did it in black and white, and then you come over here into its own little living area that has one of the new fireplaces, some artwork, some of the new couches, a stereo, and then there's a TV in there. And then you come up the spiral staircase. You can come out and look through these onto the ski slopes that are down the hill. And then you come in this little door here, and we just have a nice area where you also have a panoramic view of the ski slopes, and it's lofted to look down into the kitchen area. Coming through these double doors here, you come into the bedroom suite of the house part, and we have just a couch here. We have one of the new plum colored beds. I thought the darker stripe in it really complemented the wallpaper, and then it has its own ensuite bathroom here with the wood and the grays and blacks. So that is that part of it. That's what I turned that back section into. And then you'll see an external set of stairs here, exterior, and you come up those into this door, and you come into a lofted office area. So this would be the area where they just kind of run the ski lodge. It's just the administrative office here. And I've just made it nice and cozy as well, with a bookcase, a fireplace, a desk, and a little seating area. So coming back across the whole main level of the lodge here, you see the 2 sets of staircases on either side, and you come up into this middle area on the 2nd floor, where there's just a small seating area here. And then you're going to come over to the left here, because you know how these rooms are in this house, they're huge. There was no small room to put a bathroom at all in this home, so I used that as a public restroom as well. And then coming over to the right, we have a little game area where you can sit, watch ball games on the big screen TV, or play ping pong there in that little game room. And thinking back on it, I probably should have put some of those arcade games in there, but I totally forget we even have those. So coming up the double set of stairs here, we have a nice little vending area. And then if you look this way, I vaulted the front part of the room below, so you can see as you're coming down the staircase through the glass into the bottom there. And coming over to the left, you have a sauna, and it's a rather large sauna. And over here we have a gym, and I even added a stereo and a little changing area if you want to change. And then you can go downstairs. I also included a shower in the second floor bathroom. So that's what I did with that beach mansion. It was a monster. Thank you so much, Sims K Plays, for requesting this. Once I got finished with it, is it my style? Is it the build I wanted to do? No, but I'm glad that I redid it. It was quite a challenge, and you know how much I love a challenge. So you saw the efforts in a condensed version. Emptying it out literally took me 2 hours. And then it probably took me close to an hour to even figure out what I wanted to do with it. But this is the end result, and I hope you guys liked it. Please give me a like for my effort. I would really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to getting back onto smaller builds, although I do have an orphanage coming up and a university dorm and a large house for a family of 10. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on my next video.